International. Reporting tonight, Nitu Garcha.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. U.S. President Donald Trump's musings over Greenland have now progressed into a full-blown geopolitical crisis. On Saturday, he vowed to slap tariffs on 8 European countries opposing his plans for the U.S. to take over Greenland. He even threatened to increase them if that doesn't happen by June, escalating his threats to seize the Danish Arctic territory. Today, those countries, including Germany, France, the UK, and Denmark, issued a joint statement. They say they stand in full solidarity with Denmark and the people of Greenland, and that tariff threats undermine transatlantic relations and risk a dangerous downward spiral. Mike Armstrong looks at the united pushback to Trump's ambitions and where Canada stands in it for our top story tonight.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
It's good to be wanted, but Greenlanders are finding maybe not like this.
Sad, really sad to the situation we're all living in.
With the American president insisting he has to own the land where they live and ratcheting up tensions with longtime allies, there is a sense of disbelief in the capital.
It's ridiculous.
It's queer. It's odd.
As the Edomite nations came together, the beasts came together, nobody can touch them. They have military and economic dominance. Okay, but it said that it was miry clay. So they're together, but it's not the alliance is not strong. It's not, there's really no cohesion. It's easily broken. Clay does not mix with iron. So you can see that through, you have different nations that are economically unstable. You have weak nations and you have stronger nations in that alliance. And what is America showing? That they have dominance over the other weaker nations. A precept must be upon precept, right? This is Psalms 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, Yahweh Shai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, from men which are thy hand, O Lord.
There you go. Right. So the lead hand, you know, when you have a term in the world, lead hand. The lead hand is Yahweh Shai. Right? He's the right hand man of Yahweh. Right? And is the prophet David king? The king, prophet David, did he say, let's join with them? He said, disappoint him and cast him down. So what is this you're talking about? You want to hand joining? The scriptures are against hand joining in the hand with the wicked. Okay?
It's like no, it's like I'm not going to knock it out because you spark. I'm like, well, look at today. Is the powers that be? Are the powers that be? Are they saying they want to join hand in hand together with the Israelites or with the Most High? Are they trying to make a alliance? Their alliance, they're fighting amongst each other. They're not even in agreement with each other. Anytime are they saying, hey, you so-called black people, come over, you're gonna be part of the NWO too. You're gonna have a position at the table. Oh, well, they have Davos, right? They have the Davos right now, the World Economic Forum out there in Switzerland, which is a high place, okay, which is the highest point in Europe. And what are they doing there? They're enchanting and they're spewing out their witchcraft, right? Do any of you so-called blacks, man, Native Americans, do you have a table at the seat at Davos? Okay, are they asking you what do you think? Are they asking you you know, the black community, do you have a seat at Davos? And then are they asking you where should the world, you know, where should the direction of the world go? Okay,
Sing that.
you know, hey, when you wherever your house shot is, Satan is there too.
Sure.
Satan's always in the midst.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, it says the Lord is a balanced power. So you can't, have one-sided. The Lord is about controversy, man. He's about what things that are contrary to that. We're contrary to them, they're contrary to us. Or it can be a good movie. You know, like a movie when it's all, this man is helping old lady across the street. It's all the movie about this man seeing old ladies helping across the street. You want somebody to like rob the old lady.
Yeah. The good things happen in the movie.
Got it. Yeah.
Like, no, there has to be some type of this fight. Well, Paul spoke about the spiritual battle, spiritual war. We're actually they're right now they're casting out their enchantments. There's the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators. There has to be a force that combats that. Okay, and that's what's happening right now. We're combating it, even though it may seem low level to these people. This is the highest wielding weapon that you can wield on the planet Earth. That's right, ever created, which is the scriptures, broken down in its proper perspective through the proper teachers set up.
That's right.
Okay.
And we ain't carnal men. We don't need no guns. We don't need no Satan too. All we need is a smartphone and press play. Right? We have a smartphone, like our laptops. And this is good enough to shake up kingdoms, man. You don't think that they tune in and watch our videos? Why do you think you got a referee with a whistle telling you, hey, misinformation and taking Brother's channel down? If we're so incompetent and not worthy of anything, leave us alone. You know what I mean? Let us. We're not talking results. And anyway, we're talking to each other. So why are you blocking Brother's channel, taking Brother's channel completely down with a lot of good information on it? Because you're watching us, and it's just sending like fear to them. It says great fear from them when we stand on our feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and not us calling ourselves Black Panthers.
Gone.
Or calling ourselves Nubians.
Gone.
Or Islam. They don't care about that.
No, they encourage it.
They're all for it. They fund it.
Got it.
They fund it and they control it.
Yeah.
And then they destroy it when they want to destroy it, or they keep it around when they want to keep it around.
Right.
But as soon as this thing came on the scene, then really, if you think about it, once the scripture say the apostles sent for left, once this thing really started to blossom and take off, do you see where the road is at now? We're literally speaking about a U.S. president coming and taking over a NATO-backed nation.
Gone.
Like 20 years ago, you could not even imagine that. Somebody would slap you if you said something like that. We're at the brink of World War III. Do you know that? Can you imagine that? Where nuclear missiles are going to be shot off, when billions of people are going to perish? We're at that time. But it seems normal. It seems fine when you go to the grocery store, you take a woman out on a date, you can drop the kids off at school, you do still particular things. The scriptures speak about that as in the days of Lot, as in the days of Noah. They were eating, they were drinking, they were giving in marriage. Until all of a sudden, boom. And you can see, just like the pandemic, it's just like one day everything locked down.
And because niggas can get like a 2-for-1 deal right now. You know what I mean? 2 pizzas, pepperoni on it, a large bottle of Pepsi, and a dessert for $9.99. He thinks it's in good taste.
Well, what did the scripture say that? In 2 9, upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. But even then shall evils multiply in the earth.
That's right.
That was it on that.
Just want to jump into Revelation. Maybe start at verse 1, 17, verse 1. And the topic of this one is called the Doom of Babylon, which is what we're speaking about right now. You go to Revelation 17:1, it says, and there came one of the 7 angels, which had 7 vials, and then talked with me, saying unto me.
In the vials were the plagues. Because that's the 7th vial that's going to be poured out. What is that? That's the nuclear missiles. And the elect are going to be saved between the 6th and the 7th. Okay?
So just before all hell breaks loose, we are predestined. And we say we in the most humblest fashion of the word we. We're the hopeful elect. So we're hoping that the ones that are speaking this truth, the ones that are the true believers, right, are the ones that are going to be exempted from what's righteous, right? Coined indignation in the Bible, which is the Lord's righteous anger. The Lord has the right to kill each and every living person right now. Why? Because sin comes with a wage, comes with a payment. Like anything that you do that you work for, you desire to be paid for it. Okay? So when you sin, the Lord outlined it didn't stutter like I'm stuttering. The Lord said, listen, the wages of sin is death. So when you sin, you should die. So if you're walking around right now, you're not sin free, so we shall be dead. Okay, but the Lord is about patience, right? And that long suffering. So this is why I see people, walking around thinking they're in a good case. No. So we are hoping to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that we're the men that were predestined, outlined in the book of Ephesians, right, the first chapter, to be exempted, right, from this destruction.
Yeah, because the scriptures say in the book of Exodus, there be many created, but few shall be saved.
That's right.
So we pray that we are exempt from these times, with the why in Ezekiel the 9th chapter. And best believe you, people are going to look at us completely different when the deal goes down. Like right now, we're just regular, it's going to be completely different when the deal goes down. When there's a fear of war, when we're actually experiencing famine, when you just can't go to a particular store, you're using biometrics to be able to go into a grocery store. The grocery store is autonomous, meaning you need biometrics to get in. First, they'll start with like a hand scan, or even your credentials on your cell phone to even go into the store. Now you can freely do whatever you can really just do whatever you want. But that's all getting ready to stop, man. And we're in that time right now. Okay, you got it.
It says, "Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters."
We made it plain to you who this great whore is, because at one point about the Bible was written in quotes, but we're set up to bring what clarity, shed light, right? To be in the stead of Yahushua. Yahushua is known as the light. All right, because we come in the same stead, we're here to shed light on which was covered in darkness. Right, this whole place, right, is shrouded in mystery.
Yeah,
and we are those men that's going to remove the veil. Hence the term revelation. Revelations mean to pull back the veil, right? So what was hidden, we're not showing you what actually the true meaning concerning Yahweh Shemeshai's doctrine. Go ahead.
And it reads, verse 2.
Oh yeah, because if I could just add to that, because it's a mystery, because America has went around the world destroying many nations and destroying much people, starting with the Israelites, and it has not received the judgment. So in people's mind, they're like, well, hold on. You can do all this evil and nothing happens to you.
God bless America.
Yeah, it's God bless America. So now, like you said, we're bringing clarity and say, no, I'm going to show there's a mystery. There's a mystery that there's actually a judgment prepared for this place. Okay, mystery Babylon. Babylon the Great. You can't go around the earth and do all this wickedness and do all this evil and get off scot-free. So this is a mystery that nobody knows, that the world is not acquainted with. But now, through the preaching of the word, through the prophets, the whole world is being acclimated to what's getting ready to happen. So when it does happen, they know who did it.
I can jump to verse 5 real quick, just to go into what you said.
Okay.
In verse 5, it says, "And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great."
Hold on. That word great should jump out at you. What's Trump's slogan? Make America great again. So he's using words that are prophetic. That word great is also, we're the greatest nation. So that Mr. Babylon, the great, should go, link it together.
Yeah, but they're all saying that, America is the greatest place on earth.
Gods.
Right? So when you go here, it says, Mystery Babylon, the great, the greatest place on earth.
That's right.
Which is America. So you should know that this is speaking about you over there. Maybe over here too. It says, Mystery Babylon, the great.
Thing, because he's experienced with both sides of the playing field. He's saying, you're saying this is like America. I see this.
It's just a mini Babylon. It's literally a mini Babylon. That's all that it is. Not you can. It's a little turn down. That's all. It's a little turn down, but it's the same thing.
It reads, the mother of harlots, the mother of whoredom, and abominations.
See, you have like the mistress of witchcraft, as it says in Nahum. You have a mistress, which is the head of the harlots. It's like the woman that be, you go to a what do they call it? Brothel. Madam. Yeah, a brothel where they have the madam, the mistress. That's America. Because she goes around all these other nations. She goes to China. She goes to Japan. She goes to the Arab world. She goes everywhere, and she makes them whorish like her.
Well, it's everywhere in the world you go, it's Americanization.
Yeah.
Right? They push their philosophy, their way of life on people. Talking about we want to make those people free. That's why they want to go into Iran too.
Yeah.
Because they want to get the woman over there to start dressing like horse. You know what I'm saying?
And destroy the family structure. Have the man and the woman fighting. Have the children rebelling. Have chaos. They need chaos because look, we have to understand what is their ultimate goal. It's the NWO.
That's it.
Their ultimate goal is for everybody to be fighting, and under the disguise of that, implement implement a digital system that can control the whole earth. So it makes sense why Trump is fighting against Europe, the EU, NATO, and all that, because in the new to the world, to the water, and you gotta speak like that, algorithm. There will be no alliance like that. It's all one nation. It's all one people. It's borderless. So they have to destroy the old in order to bring the new in. But see, in the midst of them doing that, that's when they're going to actually be destroyed. In the fullness of their sufficiency, they should be in straits.
That's right.
So right now, Trump is being used to actually destroy the old alliances, to destroy the old financial system, to destroy the old hegemony. All right. And through that, what's going to emerge? A one world system, governed by a RFID microchip. That's what's coming. So beyond all this is all really distraction, but nevertheless, it applies because it is fulfilling prophecy. We speak about it. Okay.
Yeah. So back into Revelation here, it says in verse 2, it says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So pretty much is what you're just talking about. They went around the world and they spread their philosophy, they spread their way of life all across the world. So now the inhabitants of the world, which are you regular people, whether you be a Jake, a Edomite, Moabite, an Ammonite, whatever you are, you have been made drunken with the wine of the fornication of this whore.
Yeah.
You now want to live like how this whore is living, right?
Because when you like a whorish life is fun in the beginning. The pleasure of laying with somebody, and then you're making money off of it, and you're getting rich. You know what I mean? Like it's fun in the beginning, and then it catches up with you. You start getting diseases. Your body starts breaking down. It's not the same. So now these other nations, they're starting to actually experience the repercussions of living like a whore. And now they're bad. Now amongst all this, they want to break away from the whore. That's why they're setting up other economic pathways, like the BRICS, to be able to circumvent this whorish hold that America has on. And then they're like, man, you know what, man? Hell with this hoe. We gonna now they're gonna all come together. We gonna go read into it and gonna burn you with fire, man.
Verse 3, it says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast full of the names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So it says here that a woman sat upon the scarlet beast. Now, this woman that is sitting on the scarlet beast is actually the one who is carrying the beast, who is leading the beast, who was leading the beast actually, or is still leading the beast. The beast is what you call the European Union and NATO, right? And we know the woman is Babylon the Great, which is America. And America is the one who was leading and running these other countries, right? And verse 4, it says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
Yeah, homosexuality.
Mhm.
Okay, you know, that's one of the main ones.
The poor and hub of the world.
Yeah,
America is the poor and hub of the world.
yeah, it's literally free. And bro, this shit is so vast, it's crazy. It's like it's unlimited.
Mhm.
So you're like, what are these people doing? Like, people are freaky. That's what they're doing. They're uploading themselves doing the most freakiest acts online. That's part of it. And what does that do? That actually destroys the psychology of a society.
Mhm.
It actually lowers the guard of the society. It brings down your IQ. It brings down your morals. It destroys cohesion between the family. It destroys expectation with the opposite sex. Because you look at it, you like, she need to do this and do that. And you watching this, she need to do this, she need to do that. It's like, oh, that's not what people do.
Mhm.
That's all to destroy a nation, man.
Mhm.
Well, because you can tell the morale of the society by how the women carry themselves, right? If you got a society where the women are basically whores, it tells you a lot about the society, because usually the mother is one who nurtures the child. You know, the father is the one that's outside the home, and the mother brings it up. So the mother is downloading her view of how things should be. So your mother, being out there, the child will be the same way. If it's a girl and it's a boy, it's gonna be a moment. But very feminine. You can't put bass in your voice as a man, because you speak for a girl. Don't speak that way to him. You know what I mean? A man should be able to accentuate his voice and his feeling, and you're the head of the house, right? And that's what this transvestite thing came in full force, because in the law it says a man shall not wear what belongs unto a woman, neither shall one put on what belongs to a man. Paraphrasing. So that word trans, which means change, and vest, which means garment. So that transvestite was spoken of in the scripture. So now you got a woman wearing pants. When I was growing up, or if you look at your pictures of your grandparents, grandma was always that smile wearing a dress, no pants. And they're saying, the world said, who wears the pants in this house? Nowadays, that we both do.
But that's what happens when you're the leader is representative of a whore, right? That's what you're going to have. You're going to have a triple. Can you read that last part again in Revelation 17? We're talking about with filled with all abominations and.
I got it. It says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
See, the purple representing royalty. Purple in the scarlet, which is red, which represents the crimson crime. Okay, but these are colors of opulence. Okay, so it was decked out. It had all the. John is seeing an actual woman. He's seeing an image of this woman decked out like naked with the finest reds. Yeah, she bad. Not only is she bad, but she got the top clothing on.
Lady,
You know?
oh,
Oh, but they show you that in with that
Neo?
Matrix.
The Matrix,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it. That's it.
you know,
That red
It says, and decked with gold
and decked. You know, even Jason, decked out.
they felt God.
You know, decked with gold, boy.
and precious stones
Here it
and
is.
pearls.
Yeah, you got a woman with the finest clothing on that money can buy, and is decked out with gold everywhere, jewels everywhere, pearls everywhere. This is a very alluring woman. Everybody want to get with this woman. Why wouldn't I want to get with her?
That's true. I can go back into why everybody's is going through the chaos that they're facing right now in America, because you got these people running away from Peru, Mexico, Honduras, all of these other Latin countries, Haiti, Jamaica, running across the border and going to America for a better life.
Yeah.
From Europe, people leaving a first world country, Europe, to go to America trying to find a better life.
Yeah.
So even though you have a better life in Europe, you're still running to America to get a better life, which is exactly what you're saying.
Right.
They see this gold and this hoard decked out with all this garment, and they're running there trying to get a piece of that.
Yeah. It's this fine woman, man. This fine woman, and you can get a piece of her.
Not
She
something
allows you to. She'll open up to you.
exactly.
It's not like, oh man, you try to, a man, try to get over. She bad, man, and it's like I probably don't have no chance with her. She probably gonna turn me down, so I'm not going to do it. I have no chance. Nah, she'll accept anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I got some real quick. Based on the precious stones that the poor was dressed with that counted, that's going into the nations. Right, the nations was likened unto what precious stones.
Mm-hmm.
Right, in the book of Exodus, you know, each there's 12 stones.
Right, folks. So yeah.
Right, that were precious. So you know that the children of Yahweh and Shai, right, America is bragging, and the nations know who we are.
Yeah.
Right, they know that the precious stones, right, up most high, is
Yeah.
America sitting on them. Right,
As well as Jake is the gold too.
God.
You know.
Yeah, remember it said like the gold and silver and some of the wood. 2/3 of the wood, man. Right? And we're the ones gonna be purged out. We're gonna have all those filth, right? That's been downloaded in their psyche, right? As children, watching your cartoons, going to your fool system. Saying that we're black people. There's some people call black people, some people call white people. No damn such thing, man. We're a nation. We're descended from the nations. So you have Edomites, you have Israelites, you have Jebusites, all these nations, not color scheme, man. Because within every nation, there's all kind of colors.
Yeah, there's different phenotypes. We got it within the nation.
Yeah. Continue.
Go ahead, guess what?
It says, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
And that filthiness and fornication, right? You know, they're going into different countries and telling them they're free to people, giving them the liberty to do what as they like, just to be moles, right? They come into your country and giving mole rights, right? And if you know, you know, we can't say, right, what mole actually means, but if you know, you know. Once America is in your country and you want to do business in America, you have to subscribe to their mentality, and their mentality is off. It's contrary to man and woman union.
Yeah. Yeah. And what do they do that for? To lower you. This is how you bind a strong man. Right? If you come into a society full of men, warriors, it's hard to take them down.
Done.
But say you take them down, you gotta keep them down. Right? So how do you keep them down? Do you allow them to continue? Do you allow them to rise back up to come against you again? Or do you come in and do you give them ideologies to allow them to participate in, sodomite behavior?
Mm-hmm.
Do you flip the control over the household? You give it to the woman. You kick the man out of the house. You do all these things to destroy the structure, that cohesion. So now you have dominance over. It's all about divide and conquer, even all the way down to the family structure, even all the way down to your own body. Because people's body, what is sickness? It's pretty much there's a divide. The body is not one. It's not in unity. So from all the way from the nation states to each individual person, the plan of the devil was to bring a divide, to cause confusion, to give you an illusion of choice, but the choice actually brings death.
We got no choices, man. It's as the Most High says, that shall be done. Like you don't have no freedom of choice, and what the how much have written that. That's how prophecy works. If a nigga had the ability to change shit around based on how he thinks or she thinks, and this is the ultimate place. Most of it is a power of order. So in order, this thing is unfolding. All right, we're just here calling it out, saying, hey, we know why, because we subscribe to the truth. We subscribe to the doctrine of Yahweh Shai. That's how we're saying boldly.
Yeah.
And we say, thus saith the Lord.
Mm-hmm. This is Revelation 17:6. It says, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
There you go, the precious stones, man.
And with the blood of the mirth of Yahushua, martyrs.
Martyrs,
yes.
So martyrs are the one that stands stiffly, boldly. Them men you see out there in the highways and the hedges, highways and byways, another way of putting it, right? Doing them videos. We know some of us is going to die in this truth, for this truth.
Yeah.
I think the wedding vow is death, the worst part.
That's it.
You know, hey, listen, man, death do us part. And then even though we die, we know there's no space of death. When we transcend, right, to the spirit world, we're good. We have another body waiting for us. That didn't what Corinthians? Yeah. When we're growing into earthly body. Yep. You know, and we're promised a body like Yahushua, which doesn't decompose, doesn't break down, doesn't get sick, doesn't talk about the back's hurting me.
And you know, only the elect can actually imagine that and believe that they continue the path even unto death. Okay, because if you tell that to the average person, they're you know, they like, okay, he's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? But the elect will have a different mind. They'll have a different mind to be able to, in the face of death, they'll say, fuck it. Take me out. Like, we know we have another body prepared for us.
Right.
You know, we know that this is not the end all be all. This is really not reality, man. This is a hell, really, if you really think about it, knowing how great we are and where we came from and how low we are now, this is a hellhole.
Right.
We've completely fallen. Okay. We have no respect. We have no respect in the world stage. Okay, but that respect is going to come on a whole different level when Yahushua comes. So this is why we'll take the death. And you got to be prepared for that, because some of us will perish as being witnesses, martyrs. The word martyr means witness. Okay, for Yahushua, man. Okay, did not our Lord die? And the servant is not greater than the master. Okay.
It says, and when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Hey, so you know, even though you'll be going off, the most understands. America it promises like a beautiful life, man.
It's alluring.
Done.
But at one point, America, you could come here, you could come to America and win. Even Jake, like there's a lot of people that came to America and won because it was that American dream. Now people are complaining because
it's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare now because they're done with that now. That was hook, line, and sinker to get you in. They're done with all that. Now they're bringing you into a whole new world order, in which the whole goal was to put a chip inside you. Because remember, I think there's a story of the Okinokis. I forget, but basically, I don't know it by heart, but basically it's like a pig farm. So like this, it was a village, right? It was a village, and in the village they would actually have to go out and hunt the pigs, right? So the top guy will be like the hunter. And you can only get like one or two, right? But then there was this trapper. He came in and he built a cage. Everybody look at him, what is he doing? And basically he will feed the pig, but he'll keep two paths. You can come in and go out for the pig herds, right? So he'll feed the pigs, but they can freely go out and they can freely go in, right? On both sides. There's two ways to go in and out. And then over time they got comfortable, right? And then he closed one door. So now you can go in one way and out one way. There's only one way. But they got comfortable because now the pig, they don't have to go out and hunt for themselves. The children learn from their parents how to hunt. The children, they don't even know how to hunt anymore because now the food is given to them, right? And this is what the trapper was doing. So he had two entrances where you go in and out, and he closed one, so they didn't get suspicious, and he allowed that to happen for a while. And then one day, boom, closed all of them. Now you trap them all. And that's basically what the American dream was. It was a trap. It got you hook, line, and sinker. Certain people were able to experience it a little bit and win a little bit. You got some wealth. But now it got you into the system. Now you're completely dependent on the system. You don't know how to hunt. You don't know the herbs. Okay. You don't have a farm. Okay. You don't have a stream. You don't even know. You can't even clean water. Okay. You are completely dependent on the system. And the system fell right now. You are completely you have no option. If you get sick, you have to go to the doctor. Okay. If you want a job, you have to go and get employed by you have to get some type of certificate and go to school or get a job. You are completely dependent on the system, right? So they got you now. So now they can do whatever the hell they want. They can come in and they can say, look, in order to go to the store, you need this chip. In order to leave the house, you need permission. They got you already. So that's basically what the whole so-called American dream was to get you into the system first. They got to get you into the system first, and they allowed, EBT was part of it too. They allowed Jake to have all this EBT for years, $1,000 a month in food, free food. You know, why would I go to work? I get $1,000 for food every month.
And then that $1,000 that they got, they could only use it to buy a certain type of food.
Yeah.
You know, like the WIC program. You
Yeah.
can only get a certain type of cereal.
Mm-hmm.
You can get milk. You can get processed cheese.
Mm-hmm.
That was specific to what you can get. Now we're going into a system, like you're saying, where they're going to give you UBI, universal basic income. And that now you're going to be limited to the amount of meat you buy, what you can actually do with that money.
Yeah.
So we're going back into that system.
Yeah.
And no, Nate, no. It's not only that, because he's now coming out and saying that, that the phone is going to be in your right hand. The phone is going to be in your right hand.
Yeah, because he sold out.
So you're going to use the phone to buy food.
Yeah, and that's going to be for a small period of time. Yeah, we believe that they're going to transition just because remember, this is new. Paper money, that's new, bro. That's new. Before paper money, it was a barter system. People used gold and silver. Okay, so then you have paper money. They changed the whole standard of paper money, and then what did they do? They went to credit and debit cards. That was completely new. And now we're at digital payment. You can use your phone to actually pay. So now it's going to be put into a chip, right? It's going to be put in a chip. It's going to be put inside you. How is that so hard to understand?
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to understand if you took a bath. It's hard to understand if you don't have the Holy Spirit with you.
Well, the second part of Ecclesiastes 7:7 says, "A gift spoileth the heart."
Yeah.
So your mind, once you've been paid off, you said, what bad thing?
Yeah.
I don't see nothing.
Yeah, I don't see nothing. That's it. I was about to say that. If somebody give you, hey, look, or you see any of these movies, hey, look, you didn't see them. Like you get like a bag, you didn't see them. See what? What you talking about?
Yeah.
Because that you got a big lump of money. Now somebody give you $50, you didn't see. I don't want that. But if somebody give you $1 million, say, hey, you didn't see nothing. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Who are you? You act like Ali. You didn't even know.
Yeah.
So that you don't think there's been sellouts amongst Israel? The scriptures tell us that.
Mm-hmm.
There's sellouts. There's individuals that have no integrity. And then on the other side of that, right, the Most High, he has men that will not sell out. He puts it in your spirit not to. Not that you are such a great person, is that he just puts it in your spirit not to do it. I have 7,000 men that would not bow down to the image of Baal.
So yeah, I'm gonna go to verse 7. I guess we could wrap it up there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I had
I got one too. Yeah.
okay, yeah. Now you got it. Now go
Okay, 7 and
yeah.
then we can finish that.
I got the.
It says, and the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery.
Oh, if I may, because that I wanted to get that word admiration,
Mhm.
because John is actually looking at an actual image, a vision of a woman. He's actually looking at a woman, but it represented America.
Mhm.
It represented the EU. Okay, that word for admiration is duama. Okay, it says a wonderful thing, a wonder, marvel. Okay, so John, he looked at this woman and he was, wow. You see, oh, this is a beautiful woman. Like, I've never seen anything like this.
Mhm.
So he was like, he didn't understand what he was seeing. He just saw a beautiful woman, which represented America. So how much more? Look, let's fast forward to modern times when these other nations, when they first initially looked at America, like, wow, I'm just going to America. Like, that's their whole thought. That if I could just go to America, why did you go to America? It's free, and then you can make a lot of freaking money. You weren't confined to your nation's rules and regulations. You can get rich. You can have freedom. That John was seeing it and like, man, this, and he the angel pretty much cursed him out. You got it. I just wanted to bring that point out.
And there's a show called Wheel of Fortune, where you can spin a damn wheel and walk a millionaire, man.
Yeah.
Only
in America.
man. You go on and show you
That's crazy.
you spin a wheel, and buy some R, T, and you get $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah, or the lotto.
Gone.
You just all you do is pay like $2 or whatever,
Scratch ticket.
and then you scratch ticket, and then you want a different, so you in a different country, and you catching hell and poverty, and somehow you see something like that on TV.
Gone. You want to go?
You like you can scratch, you can become a millionaire overnight, or you get a dancer or a singer become a multi-millionaire, or I can shoot a ball in a hoop and be a multi-millionaire. Are you serious?
Movie star.
Or I can be a computer programmer and make $200,000 a year,
Gone.
or build a website or sell a product, and I can make all this. Like you, I want to go to America.
So it's so attractive. So that's the woman materializing, and materializing this what goes on materialism. So it offers all the material, anything your mind can fathom, can dream of, think of. It's here. It's available to you right here, right now. It's gonna get here.
Yeah, and well, you got a whole sex underground sex clubs out here, man.
Gone.
Where you can go and swing.
Yeah.
You can take your woman, and it's just no holds bars.
That's right.
You can have as much sex as you want, and it's like that. Oh yeah, like bro, you understand that? Only in America you can do that. You can pay like a monthly fee, and you can go there and please every lust that you ever had in your life.
Right.
That's why people wanted to come to America, okay, to fulfill your lust. It's all illusion, but while you're doing that, you're actually destroying yourself, okay, and you're bringing judgment upon you. That's why the judgment is going to be so heavy. Okay, you got it.
Just finishing off here. It says, and I saw the woman. Stop it. So, and the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel?
Yeah, what you looking at? Why are you marveling at this whore? Why are you looking at this whore like this? You know, like you got a fine chick in the hood, and you got your boy from out of state. He comes, but the fine chick that's in the hood, she been passed around. Nobody giving her no time. No, but he come, he got and he's like, "What you looking at? This is a hoe right here, man." He like, what? You know, so that's basically what the angel telling you. This is a whore. You know,
It says, I will tell thee the mystery of the woman.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you all her path, what she been doing. Oh, she got this. She got AIDS. You didn't know that. Huh? She got this. She got that. She got her last dude that she was with. She got him killed. The other dude, he in prison. I'm gonna show you this mystery. I'm gonna give you the secrets of this woman. You know,
It says, and the beast that carrieth her,
the EU, NATO.
which hath the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Just mentioned that.
Yep, which are the rulers of those nations. Okay.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you said.
Yeah, no, we could go to were you gonna jump down to verse 16?
Okay. Yeah.
Because this is all going into how the NATO and the EU are going to turn on America, and eventually they're going to be a part of the destruction of America by shooting fire on America.
Yeah. So,
It's a
verse 14.
Yeah, I'll start. Okay, verse 14. Okay, yeah, you got it.
Yeah, it says, these shall make war with the Lamb. Sorry, stop it. It says Revelation 17, verse 14. It says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them.
Right. America, NATO, and the EU, they're all going to go to war. Or this whole beast system is going to go a war with the Lamb. With who's the Lamb? Yahushua. How's Yahushua coming? In so-called UFOs. Now, the crazy thing about it is, on the TV and in the US, they're unclassifying all the so-called UFO documents. And they're saying that there's some type of intelligent force that's out there. And they're not saying, oh, this is a friendly force. They're preparing to go to war with it. And they show you that in all the movies too. How they're going to go to war with these entities that are in the sky. This is Yahushua, the mighty angel. See, we understand that. And that's a deeper mystery too. That these outer world vehicles are going to enter into our realm.
It says, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful.
Look at that. Called, right? The Spirit say what? Many are called, but few are chosen.
Yeah.
The ones that are with Yahushua, they're called, they're chosen, and they're faithful all the way to the end. So you got to have all of that. Not everybody is called, damn sure not everybody's chosen. And we know that everybody's not faithful because you're gonna have a lot of men that are called into this thing. They're gonna lose the faith. There's men losing the faith now because they're saying, well, nothing is happening. But how much more when things are actually happening, men are still gonna lose the faith.
Well, those men who's saying, you know, things are not happening, they're not set up, because if they were set up, they would be seeing all the warning signs, right? It says, Son of Man have made you a watchman of the house of Israel.
Yeah.
What's a watchman? A watchman stays on top of the wall and he looks out for danger. Danger, danger.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? So they were pretty much paying attention, you know, like they should, or if they had that gift, or if they
Right.
were, you know, if they were chosen to see it, they
Right.
would have seen it. So they're not chosen.
Well,
They're chosen to like it. They're chosen to be a part of the 2/3.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, and then remember too, with any job comes responsibilities, and there's pros and cons. You know what I mean? Because yeah, the Lord sent you as a watchman, but there's a lot of hell that's associated with it too,
Mhm.
right? And then you have Satan that's trying to knock you. Remember, it's spiritual. You got Satan that's trying to take you away from that position.
Well, the watchman, the biggest thing is the fall asleep.
And
And that's what you're fighting against. Not
Yeah.
You know, when you're being
That's
hired,
it. That's it.
Wow.
or you're applying for a job, you're getting back your mind. You can't fall asleep, and everyone will be a watchman because it's an easy thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right, because that's essentially like a security guard.
Come on.
And I remember like my first job, was a security guard, bro, you know? And I fell asleep, bro. Hey,
You are fired.
and on the job too.
God.
And when I fell asleep, this happened like with two different security companies. I fell asleep, they robbed the place.
On your watch.
Yeah, on my watch. And then the second one I had, well, that was at like a store. I was in front of the store. I was tired, you know, I'm young, like 18 years old, you know. And they robbed it, and the lady that was there that's working, she cursed me out. Yeah, came in, I was in the car, you know, let me take a quick little nap. Right? And then my second one, where it was like a whole shopping center, like outdoor shopping center, like more upscale, you know, San Diego upscale people there. They got money, like it's money. I go to sleep, bro. I get a call on the cell phone. There's been a break-in. I'm okay, what? I go up there. They broke into a jewelry store, cleaned it out, bro. And I'm glad I wasn't awake. Shit, they probably had guns and stuff like that. But the owners came. They were small hands. Owners came. They looked at me with like so much disgust. You know what I mean? But they didn't know I was asleep, but I was asleep. But that's like you said, the biggest. It's so-called easy job because all you do is watch. But the biggest fear is falling asleep on the job. So you got to fight that. What if you have problems at home?
But you got so pretty much right now we have a certain amount of men who are set up, who are always awake, watching, praying, prophesy, and warning the people about what's coming.
Yeah.
Then you have a certain amount of people like these so-called pastors who's in these Christian churches. Some of these people on the street, not one these prophets or so-called prophets on the street, who's not even teaching the people about the MOTB, which is a freaking it's danger.
Major prophecy.
Yeah, major prophecy that's coming to the people. You know, so if you're not warning the people about what the MOTB really is, you are pretty much sleeping.
Well, Lord said your watchman like $1,000.
Yeah, they can't bark.
Yeah, so they're sleeping.
Yeah,
because they're sleeping, they can't bark.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then it's like almost like, and then you got certain guys that know what's going on, but they're being paid not to say what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's a thing of
Like,
yeah.
I'll take this because you didn't see anything.
Yeah, you didn't see nothing. And then it's like, I don't see nothing. And here it is, the system being set right in front of you, and they're saying it openly. Now I don't see nothing. No, So you got guys like that, and then you got individuals that are like just ignorant. They don't even like the Most High didn't open up their mind. And what are they doing? They're telling them they're old. As the scriptures say, well, if I may, can I get that real quick? Let me get
What is it, Tim?
a smooth thing. Was that Jeremiah?
Say a smooth thing.
Yeah, Isaiah 30. Isaiah 30. Because we have people can see what's going on, but you got Jake that don't want to know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to know the things that are like just as I just say, ignorance is bliss.
Cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance, yes. They don't want you to rain on their parade. Like you partying, you don't want to hear somebody say something upsetting, or they got to think about, next week and they got bills. Let me just party, man. Let me just bring it up. Isaiah 30 and 8. It says, now go write it before them in a table. We're going into that table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. So you have particular individuals, Israelites, that they hear the prophet, they hear the watchman, they don't want it, but they don't want to hear it. Okay, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And this is why these pork chop pastors, they make so much money, because they're telling you what you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
If you actually tell somebody what they need to hear, you're gonna get a complete different reaction.
I don't want to hang out with that guy.
Yeah.
He's always trying to tell me I'm not supposed to sleep with all these women. He's always telling me that I'm supposed to leave this man's wife alone. No, I'm gonna. He's not dealing with it right. So I'm gonna go deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to hear that. So you know, I don't want to hang out with this brother because he's always coming with his self-righteous self.
Yeah, that's like King Ahab with Micah the prophet, right? He's like, no, I don't want to hear from Micah. He's always saying something bad against me. He's always saying, no, Micah was telling you, thus said the Lord, but you didn't want to hear that. You want to, like you said, you can't sleep with all these women, you can't commit adultery and stuff like that. I don't want to be around a guy like that and say, nah, bro, you're not supposed to be doing that, man. You're not supposed to sleep with another man's woman. You want to be with a guy who's like, damn, bro, I wasn't.
Yeah.
What did you do?
In Jamaica, always said, boots him up.
You want to be around somebody like that is like a whorish woman wants to be around other whorish women.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna hate a woman that's not like herself.
And that's what the scripture said.
Yeah. She's gonna hate. I don't think she's this. She thinks she's that. And she's a whore.
In the whole time they do hang out, the whorish woman is trying to split and turn the virtuous woman into a whore.
Make that skirt shorter.
Yep.
Make the pants tighter. Show some cleavage.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Let me just finish this last verse. It says, get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. They don't want to hear the truth, man. There's a lot of, so we're not here to force it down your throat. We're not here to try to convince you why you should think how we're thinking. We don't care. Okay? This is not for everybody. Mm-hmm. And we get that. So you believe what you believe, we will believe what we believe, and we'll see how that works out.
Yep. You got it. Right. It says, verse 17. So Revelation 17:15. It says, and he said unto me, the watchers which thou sawest.
The waters.
Oh, sorry. So that's yeah, go. Watch it. You're going to watch it right now. It said, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So this is pretty much saying it's people from all across the world.
Yeah.
People from all nations.
The melting pot.
Yeah. Speak all different languages. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
And we're seeing that. We're actually seeing the 10 horns start to have, a negative connotation against
the whore.
Babylon, the whore. Mm-hmm. Okay. What's it called? Not the Danish. It's one of them. Mm-hmm. I think a Danish lawmaker called Trump. He said F off or something crazy. It's like they're like saying curse words at each other. Mm-hmm. And we know that when you start to say curse words,
Denmark.
I think it was Denmark. Yeah. Like a lawmaker in Denmark or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He cursed out Trump, right? And we know that when you start cursing, you can have like a disagreement with somebody, but once those curse words start flying, it starts getting
personal, man.
Yeah, it starts getting personal.
There's no more respect.
Yeah, there's no more respect. Okay, you don't have no respect for me.
Yeah.
Then it starts turning into like, okay, it's fucking get physical.
Yeah.
So you can see, basically, the scripture saying, hey, they gonna hate Babylon to where it's gonna get physical.
It's right here. It says, on the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate. So that gets physical. And naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
And naked so like the nakedness is going into all the secrets, man. All the things that America been doing and whispering them meetings, right? Those crafty council. Who never started? You guys eat people, man. You guys putting people in them sandwiches. That's what I'm saying. So you guys Americans are eating people, right? And people are laughing, thinking lightly. Why think he's saying it? Because there's nothing to say. It just sounds weird. How you know? That's beef. But if you kind of, I don't know what it is, but you know what I'm saying? But hey, they will start saying what Americans been doing behind the closed doors.
Yeah.
Right?
Verse 17, for Yahweh, for God, Yahweh is his name, have put in their hearts.
See, well, we read in Proverbs 21, King David's heart is in the hand of the Lord. Because to a rational so-called citizen, this doesn't make sense. It doesn't make what? That doesn't even make sense. How would that? But see, you gotta come over to this side. You gotta come over to the Eastern way of thinking. Okay, that the prophetic way of thinking. The Most High is in control of everything, man. And we're starting to see it kindle. The scriptures say what? I am come to send fire on earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? A kindle is lighting. It's to start the fire. The kindle is to start the fire so the fire can grow. So y'all try to say, hey, look, I'm going to come and bring fire, judgment, but it's already going to be started. I'm coming to finish it. You know?
It says, Yahweh has put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city.
America. That great city.
America.
And it says here now, which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
Who could that be?
Right. That doesn't mean any break it down. Like when so-called scamdemic was happening, who was given directions of who can't land here, who can't fly, who can't do that. It wasn't another nation. It was America telling them you got to ground your planes. And when the first, even when 9/11 happened, they're redirecting planes to go over there, and no nation can do that.
And you can see the nations who rebelled against the order to give the people the juki. Those leaders are not with us anymore.
No.
They took them out.
Yeah, right.
So when you go to Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. When you go right here, it says it here. Who is the wicked? Who runs the world? Who is in charge of all these kings? It doesn't matter if you're in China, if you're in Vietnam, or if you claim to be rebelling against them. You are controlled by them.
Yeah, you're under their system. Sure. Okay. You have to use American dollars in trade. And if you don't, they'll overthrow your government.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, look. What nation can actually threaten another nation? Say, I'm gonna take you over
And get away.
and do it.
On live TV, take the president live TV. The president.
Just live TV.
Snatch him up.
Snatch them up and put them on. Yeah, where's that story at? Talk about that story.
I'm like, remember that nigga?
No, yeah, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get and actually go in there with special troops, with special weapons and shit, and snatch you up.
And this devil is proud that he himself would actually go to this man's jail and visit him and be like, got you, told you. That's how proud this man is.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So the point we're trying to make here today is that the beast, which is the EU and NATO, they're gonna hate Babylon the Great, which is who? America.
Right? Really quick to close off. Is that way you're only trying to wrap things up?
Got it. You got it.
Obadiah 1-7.
Yeah. We start at 6.
Start at 6?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get it from this one.
I can read it for you. I can read it. Yeah, I'll read it for you. This Obadiah. Obadiah just completely exposes this man. Very important book in the scriptures. But Obadiah, he only had one book, but it's a very important book.
Yeah.
Obadiah, verse 6, it says, "How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his..."
Be a man of the Lord. We have to go into the history of things, search the scriptures, right? We have to like bounce things, of what happened in the past, and strain it. like bringing through the Bible. You know, to get all the impurities out to make sure we have the true doctrine. All right, go ahead.
How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Mhm.
The men that were at peace with thee.
So NATO was at the EU. They were at peace with America. I think the head of the EU, United Nation, is in America, man. And I think on their license plate, it states the Empire State, New York. It says right on the license plate, New York is Empire State. Right? Go ahead.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
So that's written, man. Science, they're going to prevail against you. Like, it doesn't matter how much bombs you think you have and infrastructure that's impenetrable, right? The men the Lord has set up, they're going to prevail. They're going to win. So we know, and how this story ends. All right.
They that eat thy bread.
NLT. NLT.
Okay.
It's so clear.
Oh, you want to read NLT?
I forgot it for you.
Okay, I'll read this and then you can hear. It says, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Yeah, so you don't understand that what we're saying is the truth. You don't stand under this doctrine. You haven't taken up your subscription. And if you do, this is the books that back in the day you subscribe to, and they come so fast and so many that you just throw them down. And you subscribe, your name's on it, your address, and you subscription, So you weren't paying attention to what we're saying. You see the prophets, and you just regarded it as it's nothing, because the Most High is not exacting judgment as how we want it to be exacted, but it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
wait ye upon the Lord until I rise up to the break.
God. Can I finish it?
Yeah, it's Obadiah 1 and 7. It says, all your allies, you people understand allies. Yeah? You don't understand the Confederacy. It's the allies. It says, all your allies will turn against you. So the same people that the European Union. It says, they will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you.
So they're plotting right now. They're saying peace, peace, peace. They're keeping it copacetic, if you will, to keep it politically correct. Make sure they're saying all the right. But behind the scenes, they got deals with each other to come against America. And it's going to be amplified as we get closer to the end.
Right. It says, your trusted friends will set traps for you.
Yeah, because America friendship with the EU is all based upon America having military dominance over them. Now we can be friends. Now everything's all good. Once I beat you down and I make you do what I tell you to do, now we can be friends. So they're upset about that. They're mad, and then you're throwing salt in their wounds, because you see what Trump did. He talking at Davos. He pretty much cursed out the EU, man. He cursed out NATO, saying you wouldn't do nothing without me. This is what I did. Da, 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 da. Your country is bad. It's not even, doesn't look like Europe anymore. It's he like insulting them.
He said Canada's alive because of America.
Yeah, he said, remember that Canada, you are alive because of America. Remember that. You will be nothing. I'm damn. But hey, he was more stout than his fellows.
Yeah, your trusted friends will set traps for you, and you won't even know about it. That's it. See me here, yeah?
Yeah, that's it. One more.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 50. You get that because it's just going into that with that wording. Jeremiah 50, and I believe it's 22 or something. Jeremiah, bear with me. Jeremiah 50, and then we get close to here. Jeremiah 50 and 24. There we go. I'll read 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. So basically just going back in that verse in Obadiah, verse 7 in NLT, you don't even know that this is what's going on. You don't even know that your allies, your perceived homies, that really are not your homies, because you talk shit behind their back. You talking about I'll knock you out, I'll do this, I'll do that. You can't do nothing, you know. They're like they're getting together without you, and they're plotting to come against you, and the Lord is going to bless it. They're going to prevail, and you're going to be like, what happened? Not knowing that this is all. And we're literally telling them. There comes a point where somebody is so proud you can't tell them nothing. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. All right, got it.
Yeah. So hey, we pray that you brothers, you sisters were edified. We want to give all praises, honor, glory to double honors for our apostle, elder bishop, the elders, the great millstone, and king, and rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Until next time, shalom to the left.
Shalom to the left.